Hey everybody, this is Claire from Inspiratrix Yoga. Today's class is all about getting more spinal mobility. If you have pain in any area of your spine today, I want you to take it gently and feel free to skip any movement that doesn't feel good or to just do the movement in a really simple and gentle way. Enjoy. So our intention for today is to connect to the spine and to different movements of the spine. So let's bring a sense of connection as we breathe. So as you inhale, imagine the breath tracking up from the base of the spine right up to the back of the head. And then as you breathe out, imagine your awareness tracking back down to the base of the spine. So on inhale, awareness rising up the spine, traveling up the spine. Exhale, awareness traveling down the spine. And I want you to make your breath long as you do that. Because if you're breathing shallowly, if your breath is short, then it's just going to be like a bit of a race. And it wants to be the opposite, like slow movement up on the inhale, slow movement down of awareness on the exhale. The spine has got three ways that it can move. One is forward bending and back bending. One is twisting. And one is side bending. Let's start off with a side bend. Take your right hand down to the floor and lift the left arm up in the air. And then come to that sense of tracking up the spine on the inhale, tracking down the spine on the exhale. Letting your right elbow bend, so you can come into this side bend. But if going too far does not feel good to your back, you might want to stay higher up. Tracking your awareness from the base up to the back of the neck, and from the back of the neck down to the base. Then come into neck release. Stay in your side bend, so the spine stays exactly the same. Just bringing the left arm out to a low angle. Allowing some extra attention and extra awareness on relaxing in the neck now. Feel for finding an angle with that left arm that most helps to release tension from the neck muscles. Just take the head forward an inch and you'll get a slightly different stretch. On the inhale, tracking an awareness of the breath up from the base of the spine. Exhale, tracking awareness down from the neck to the base of the spine. Take the right hand off the floor and lift your head up. Change your legs over the other way. And we'll go the other side. Have your left hand on the floor. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, let the left elbow bend. And then reconnect your breath with tracking up and down the spine. Moving smoothly with your intention and your awareness, even when you encounter places inside that don't feel smooth. Now bring your arm out to the side and find an angle with that arm that feels good for releasing the neck. Washing the breath smoothly up and down through the neck area. And look down towards the floor, just an inch. So you get a slightly different stretch in the neck. And then come out of that. So that was a side bend. Another movement of the spine that we have is twisting. Let's do this with the right leg straight out, left leg bent, left foot on the floor. I have too many like strippy strappy things on this top. So side bend, right leg straight, left leg bent. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, twist around to your left, and then either take the hand onto the knee or hook your elbow over the knee. Your left hand can go on the floor behind you. Inhale, track your awareness from the base up to the back of the neck, lengthening the spine as you go. Exhale, tracking awareness back down. And maybe moving a little further into the twist. Staying with this focus of the breath and the spine. Come out of this side and change the legs over. Inhale, lengthen your left arm up. Exhale, turn to the other side. Either holding onto the knee with the hand or hooking the elbow over. Inhale, make length between the base of the spine and the back of the neck. Exhale, easing around into the twist. Tracking your spine through all of these different movements, all of these different poses. With fluid awareness, fluid breath. Turn towards the front. And then bring the soles of the feet into Baddha Konasana, like this, butterfly pose. If that doesn't feel so good for your legs today, you could come into a cross-legged position or just do something different with the legs. And now we'll explore a little bit of back bending and forward bending. Take the fingertips on the floor behind you. Inhale and lift up into a mini back bend, lifting the ribs up away from the hips, lifting the chest up. Exhale, stay here, pressing the fingers into the floor. We'll stay here for a couple more breaths. On the inhale, tracking the awareness up the spine. On the exhale, tracking awareness back down the spine, but keeping the lift. And then we'll come into a forward bend. Walk the hands forwards onto the legs or onto the floor. Relaxing forwards and down without pushing. Inhale, starting at the base of the spine. Growing the breath up the spine to the back of the head. Exhale, awareness tracking back down the spine. Staying fluid with your awareness, fluid with your breath. Inhale and sit up. Exhale, bring the knees together and shake the legs out. Come on to the hands and knees now. For a few rounds of cat-cow, and we'll do this in a way where we're again exploring this kind of forward bending and back bending movement. But we'll go into this kind of quite slowly, so we build the movement up. So on the hands and knees, you can put something soft underneath your knees if they feel sensitive today. So just starting with the hips and getting this movement in the hips. On the inhale, I want you to tilt the tailbone up very slightly. On the exhale, you gather the belly in, move the tailbone down. So just a bit of tilt in the hips, not the rest of the spine. So inhale, tailbone tilts up, belly drops down. Exhale, gather the belly in, tailbone tilts down. Do a few more like this, just moving the hips. Tilting in the pelvis, connecting to the belly. Isolating this movement at the base of the spine. Figuring out which parts of the belly muscles and the butt muscles are helpful for getting this movement around the pelvis. Then we'll extend that movement so the rest of the spine can be involved. But I want you to stay quite connected to the movement of the pelvis so that you're still getting this major tilt at the pelvis. All right, so inhale, start the awareness at the hips, tailbone tilts up, belly drops down, pulling the chest forwards a little, lifting the chin a little. Exhale, drop the head, round the upper back, push the mid back up towards the ceiling, tilt the tailbone down. Inhale, letting the hips initiate this. Tailbone tilts up, belly drops down, chest goes forward, chin lifts a little. Exhale, head relaxes forwards, tracking awareness back down the spine, rounding the back, tilting tailbone down. Keep going at your own breath rate. Awareness traveling up, awareness traveling down. Being aware of the hips and the tilt at the hips, not getting lost amongst all the other things that are happening in the spine. And then we'll take this onto one more thing where we'll be bringing the hips forwards and backwards as well, just to get even more movement. So the way we'll do this, on the inhale, tailbone tilts up, belly drops down, chin lifts, weight comes forwards. Exhale, let the head relax forward, round the back, tilt tailbone down, hips moving backwards towards the heels. So inhale, tailbone tilts up, belly drops down, chin lifts, traveling forwards. Exhale, let the head relax forward, round the back, tailbone tilts down, hips moving towards the heels. Playing with this movement now. Being aware of the spine. Fluid awareness of the spine. If you're somebody who likes visualizing, you could visualize a ball of light moving up the spine on the inhale and moving down the spine on the exhale. Then we'll come into child's pose. Take your hips back towards the heels. And let's do a side bend here. Walk your hands around to the left, just a little way. So you're in that side bend type movement. And though the front of the body is compressed, keep your breath deep as you track your awareness up the spine on the inhale and down the spine on the exhale. Then walk the hands to the middle and then over to the right. Fluid awareness moving up. Fluid awareness moving down. And then track the hands back to the middle. And let's work with some abdominals next. Let's do transverse abdominis contractions, but from a seated position. I've been really enjoying doing this and moving the arms to help get a sense of how these muscles in the middle are really central to us being able to move through the world. So take the hands on the belly with the fingertips just an inch or two apart. Inhale, expanding the breath into the back ribs and side ribs. Exhale, gather both halves of the belly towards the midline. So the fingertips pull together through the action of the belly. Inhale, soften the belly. Bring the awareness from the base of the spine to the back of the neck. Exhale, awareness moves back down the spine and gather the belly in. Pull both halves of the belly towards the midline. Pull front lower ribs in, pull lower belly down. Inhale, belly softens. Exhale, awareness travels down the spine. Gather the belly in. Now we'll bring some arm movements into it as well. Start with the hands like this. Inhale, let the belly soften. Track the awareness up the spine. Exhale, gather the belly in. Just take the hands out to the side. Only so far as the shoulders feel super comfortable. Inhale, track the hands back down. Belly softens on the inhale. Exhale, hands track up, belly gathers in. Feel the subtle connection between the belly and the arms. Inhale, arms come back down. Let the belly soften. Do 2 more. Then let the arms relax. So next, let's do abs with a, abs with a roll. We'll do abs with a roll next. You'll need a rolled up mat or a cushion. Have that between the legs. And then either do this with the legs straight up in the air, or do this with the knees bent to a right angle, or you could do this feet on the floor, if that feels better to your back today. I'll demonstrate with the legs in this in-between position. Great. Inhale and interlace the hands together behind the head. Bring the elbows closer together. Hold the breath, squeeze the thighs onto the cushion and push the lower back down towards the floor. Exhale, lift head and shoulders up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the cushion, pull the belly down. Inhale, head and shoulders come down. Hold the breath, squeeze onto the cushion, press the lower back down towards the floor. Exhale, lift head and shoulders up off of the floor, point the elbows to the ceiling, pull the belly down. Inhale, head and shoulders come down. Hold the breath, squeeze the cushion, press lower back down. Exhale, lifting head and shoulders up. Squeeze the cushion, pull belly down. Do 3 more. Once you're done, bring the feet to the floor, remove the cushion. And next we'll work with oblique toner over a block or a cushion or a bolster. So my hips are slightly elevated on something. And then I'm also putting a cushion between the thighs. And again, you could either be doing this with the legs straight, or if that feels too strong for today, do this with the legs bent to a right angle. Inhale, sending breath to the lower back and the hips. Exhale, squeeze the cushion and take both legs to the left a little way so you start to feel the oblique muscles working. Don't go too far. Inhale, knees back to the middle. Send lots of breath down to the belly so you're feeling the belly. Squish the legs onto the cushion. Exhale, legs go to the right. If you go too far with this, you lose the action completely. So don't go massively into a twist, that becomes something else. So it's just a little way to get the obliques to fire. Inhale, legs back to the middle. If you want to add in the arms, clasp the hands together. Hands are just above the chest in the air. Exhale everything out. Inhale, reaching the knuckles up, squeezing onto the cushion. Exhale, legs go to the left, arms go to the right, right elbow goes down to the floor. Inhale, legs to the middle, hands above the chest. Squeeze the cushion. Exhale, arms to the left, legs go to the right. Inhale, back to the middle. Do 4 more rounds on your own. Once you've got into a pattern with this, come back to the center of the spine. Bringing the awareness up the spine on the inhale and down the spine on the exhale. In this twisting movement. Do 2 more rounds. So that's left, right, left, right. Then next time the knees go right, that's the last one. Bring them back to the middle. Remove the cushion from between the thighs and bring the feet to the floor. Let the hips rest on the other cushion. So you're in a very tiny back bend here. On the inhale, tracking awareness from the base of the spine to the back of the neck. On the exhale, tracking awareness from the back of the neck down to the base of the spine. Staying with that focus on the spine. And then roll off your support to one side. Now we'll do some standing work. Let's do some just really simple flowing movements up and down and side to side and twisting while standing, because this is another really easy thing you can do to get the spine through a range of movements without having to do anything too extreme. Let's do a side bend first. So inhale, standing straight, feet active. Exhale, let your right arm drop down, coming into a side bend. Only going so far as feels good in your spine today. Let's stay here for a few breaths. On the inhale, tracking awareness up from the base of the spine to the back of the neck. On the exhale, tracking awareness down. Noticing this side bend. Arms quite floppy. Next time you inhale, straighten up. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, awareness moving up. Exhale, awareness moving down. Learning to feel the spine and the areas around the spine. Inhale and straighten up. Exhale, come back to an equilibrium, feeling the weight even in both of your feet. So that's a side bend. Let's do a forward bend, back bend type movement. I'll show you this from the side. And with forward bends and back bends, it really depends how your back feels on that day. Because some days it will feel great to go further. Some days it may feel better to limit the movement. So you really need to tune in to how your back is feeling in that moment. Let's start this off with pelvic tilts, and then we'll make it into more of movement. So hands on the hips. Inhale, bend the knees and the hips backwards. Exhale, straightening the legs, moving the back of the pelvis down. So inhale, bend the knees. Feel how the back of the pelvis moves up, front of the pelvis moves down. Exhale, straightening the legs. Front of the pelvis moves up, back of the pelvis moves down. Do a couple more like that. Slowing this movement right down. Then what we'll do is inhale, bend the knees and the hips back, lift the chest up just a little bit. Then on the exhale, tilting the back down, you actually keep the knees bent for this. Come forwards, hands on the thighs. So inhale, stick the hips back, lift the chest up, lift the chin up, but only going as far as feels good in the spine. Exhale, straighten the legs a little bit, keeping a bend in the legs though, grounding forwards, supporting the hands on the thighs. Inhale, hips go back further. Lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, rounding the back. More of a forward bend. So on the inhale, bit of a back bend, stick the bottom out, lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, more of a forward bend, rounding the back. Head relaxes forwards. Do a few more like this, just exploring this movement in a way that feels good to you in this moment. And then straighten up. We'll come into another slightly flowing movement with the breath, coming in and out of forward bends. And again, moderate how far you go, depending on how you feel in your back with this. So feet hip distance apart, hands start in prayer position for this one. Inhale, arms come out. Bend the knees a little bit, stick the hips back. Exhale, come into a forward bend, either taking the hands onto the thighs or relax the hands down if that feels fine for your back today. Inhale, pull the belly in, straighten up, uncurl up, lift the arms up, coming into a mini back bend if that feels good. Exhale, hands into prayer position. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, forward bend, knees bend. Relax the head forwards, just coming as far as feels good for you. Inhale, coming up to a mini back bend, pulling the belly in, lifting the arms up. Exhale, hands into prayer position. Do 2 more rounds. Maybe with that sense of coming up on the inhale and down on the exhale. And then relax the arms. Give the arms and legs a shake. So we could also do like a standing twist here. We'll work with a couple of different standing twists. For this first one, we'll do it in just a really fluid way. So feet hip distance apart, knees bent. And I want you to imagine one of those clothes eras. You know, the ones that they've got like three things on them and they turn around and you put your socks on. And as you turn around, like the socks do this. So your arms will be like all the socks and pieces of clothing hanging off. On each inhale, you're going one side and the other side. On each exhale, you're going. So it's kind of double speed, but the breath wants to stay low. So let's start by going inhale, left, right. Exhale, left, right. Inhale, left, right. Exhale, left, right. Just finding your own rhythm with this. Letting the arms be floppy like socks. Feeling like the spine is long. Do a couple more breaths, tracking the awareness up the spine on the inhale, down the spine on the exhale. Great. And then for this next standing twist, you can either do, if you're having a good balance day, you'll be able to do this standing on one leg. If it's a wobbly day, I would recommend finding a chair. And you could do this with your foot on a chair. So let's stand on the left foot and bring the right foot onto the chair, or you could just be holding onto the right knee with the right hand. And actually we want to go twist that way. So now, whether the foot's on the chair or whether it's on the S, switch the left hand onto the knee. And then stretch the right arm out to the side and take that hand backwards. So you're in a twist. If the arm feels uncomfortable, or if you've got a wall in the way, you could take your hand onto the hip. Inhale, connect the awareness with the ground and your feet, and then track the awareness up your spine. On the exhale, tracking the awareness from top to bottom. Being with this fluid awareness of your spine, fluid awareness of breath, of spine. And then turn towards the front, change the legs over. And then, so now it's the right hand on the knee, whether the foot's on the chair or whether the foot's up off the chair. And the other arm can come out to the side, either with the arm straight or the hand on the hip. Inhale, spine is long, awareness rising from low to high. Exhale, stay long in the spine as you track your awareness back down. And then twist out of here. Bring the foot down to the floor. Lose the chair. Standing back bend with a roll or a cushion. So put the roll between your thighs, or a cushion between the thighs. And then set up your feet so they're parallel underneath the hips. Inhale and lengthen the ribs up. Exhale, connect to the belly and squeeze onto your roll or cushion. Inhale, lift the chest up, only so far as doesn't cause pain in the back. Exhale, keep squeezing the cushion, keep the legs strong. If it feels okay in the lower back, you could take the hands behind the head and do some brain cradling here, letting the head come back into the hands. If that feels like it strains the lower back at all, you'll need to come more straight here. But I want you to make the spine long. So inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, using the legs to support that length in the spine. Inhale and straighten up. Bring the arms down. Exhale, remove your cushion and come down onto the mat. If you want to sit on a cushion now, you could sit on a cushion. Let's go to a slightly deeper twist around the hips. So take the right leg straight, left knee bent, but this time cross the left leg over the right thigh. So there'll be a little bit more stretch on the hips now. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale. If you can, this time hook the elbow over the knee. If that doesn't feel good in your back or shoulder, then hand on the knee. Left hand will go on the floor behind you. Inhale, tracking awareness from the base up to the top of the spine. Exhale, moving into this twist. Tracking awareness down from the top of the spine to the base. Just noticing if your spine feels different or if you've got more awareness around your spine than when you did this twist at the start of the class. Let the shoulders soften. And then unhook the elbow. Cross the legs only over the other way. Inhale, lengthen left arm up. Exhale, right arm comes behind. Elbow hooks over the knee, or you could be holding onto the knee with the hand. Inhale, lengthening the spine, tracking from the base up to the top. Exhale, keep that length as you move into the twist. Grounding down into the sitting bones. And then come out of that, unhook the legs, and we'll lie down on the floor and do a body scan now. So lie down in a way that will be comfortable for you. Inhale and notice your left foot. Exhale, relax the left foot, feeling it heavy on the floor or the mat. Inhale and notice the left leg. Exhale, relax the left leg, feeling it heavy on the mat. Inhale and notice the right foot. Exhale, relax the right foot, heavy on the mat or the floor. Inhale, notice right leg. Exhale, relax the right leg, feeling it heavy on the floor. Inhale, notice the pelvis. Exhale, relax the pelvis, feeling it heavy on the floor. Inhale, notice the belly and the middle of the body. Exhale, relax the belly, the middle of the body, heavy on the floor. Inhale, notice the ribs, the chest, the shoulders. Exhale, relax the ribs, the chest, the shoulders, heavy on the floor. Inhale, notice the left arm and left hand. Exhale, relax the left arm and left hand, heavy on the floor. Inhale, notice the right arm and the right hand. Exhale, relax the right arm and right hand, heavy on the floor. Inhale, notice the neck and the head. Exhale, relax the neck and the head, heavy on the floor. And then any part of your body you notice as you rest here, I want you to, say you noticed your right hip, you would like inhale into the right hip. Exhale, relax the right hip, heavy on the floor. Just continuing to do that within yourself for any parts of your body that you notice. Internally asking those places to rest, to relax, to let go. Just doing that for the next minute or so. Notice the feeling of your body resting here. And then bring your awareness to your spine. On the inhale, tracking the breath from the base of the spine up to the back of the head. Exhale, tracking the awareness from the back of the head down to the base of the spine. And come into a lying down twist. Just take the arms out to the side, bend the knees. And slowly take the knees once or twice to either side. Easing back into movement. And then roll all the way onto one side. And sit back up. Thank you for joining me for practice today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me for this class today. What would be super helpful to me, so I know you've been watching, would be if you could leave a comment down below and let me know how you found the class and how you feel afterwards. If you want to support me, it would also be great if you click the like thumbs up button and click on subscribe. This is really helpful to me as a content creator on YouTube because it helps me know that people are watching, people appreciate this content, and it will encourage me to put more videos out there. If you want to connect with me outside of YouTube, head over to inspiratrix.co.uk. That's my website, and you can find out about all my other stuff. I hope to see you back here for a class sometime soon. Goodbye.